Welcome back to Hollywood North Radio, y'all. I am your host, Big Sleeps, DJ K, Lottie Rose,
DJ Quiet Storm on the ones and twos.
Always, baby. Naomi, she's in the building as well. Naomi handles all the cameras, and so every now, well, you know, it'll be all edited out. But
you should have seen the setup this morning. It was wild. And we have
the one, the only, Malcolm J. Goodwin. And that's his Instagram handle as well.
That's right. What's up, everybody? What's up, y'all?
Welcome, man.
Yo, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. It's like,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You guys are killing it.
Throw that on.
Oh yeah.
And the funny thing is when I was planning on doing the radio show, I told Malcolm, and Malcolm was like, "Yo, that's dope." And I was like, "All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it." So welcome, thank you, and because Malcolm was back in L.A.
Yeah.
When we started it, but I was in LA telling them I was coming back here to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have you here, man. Like, it's just nice to have you here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It feels good to be here, man. To hear this go from an idea, and we're talking about it in LA to, I mean, how many shows?
This is 28. This is the 28th episode.
There you go.
On Hollywood North Radio, baby.
Yeah, that's my favorite number, randomly, 28.
For real?
On November 28th. That's my birthday.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So Malcolm has been on a television series called iZOMBIE during your 5th season.
Yes, sir.
And he plays Detective. How do you say the last name?
Babineaux.
Babineaux. See,
New Orleans. He got Creole roots.
Okay. So
and Sleeps did an episode too.
Hell yeah.
I was about to bring that on you. About to sneak attack you with that scene.
You should have.
I know. I thought about it. I should have posted it. I was going to sneak attack you with the scene. He crushed it.
You know what? It's not too late.
Yeah, I guess we could. We can still do it.
Yeah.
You know. So 5 seasons of iZOMBIE.
Yeah.
And I want to get back to iZOMBIE. I want to go back to the beginning because I mean we're friends. I know a lot of things that a lot of people don't.
You damn sure do.
And I know we only have 40 minutes to get through all of this. So I want to quickly go back to, see, Malcolm used to be an MC.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Malcolm also was a bus driver.
Yes, sir. He used to drive vans and buses, yeah, and dispatcher.
Malcolm was a waiter as well.
Oh, boy, at so many restaurants. I'm telling you.
And this is where I want to get to this part because I thought it was so interesting when you were like, yo, we couldn't get in the club, so we just started interviewing people. So we grabbed cameras.
Oh, yeah.
And started shooting.
Yeah, me and my boys. Yeah, I was like in the 90s, man. We had this, we wanted to get into the club. And the line was long, and we had the camera with the VHS. We had to pop in.
The big heavy one.
The big heavy one. And we was like, yo, we got a TV show. Dude was like, what's the TV show? We were like, yeah, it's a hip hop thing. We're just gonna interview people and whatnot. And we're up there we're lying. We're just bullshitting to get in. But we go up in there and they was like, all right, Mac, you're the host or whatever like that. And my rhyme name at the time was Schizo. I played all these different characters. So I was just like, yo, that's a dope, creative way. Schizo. Yo, cat's gonna feel that. I remember having my locks. I had these big goggles, ski goggles on my forehead. That's how I used to roll with these big ass pants. And anyway, we started going up in there and interviewing people. And I remember the first person in that club that we interviewed was Guru. May he rest in peace. And and so there is a clip out there of me and Guru from Gangster freestyling, going back and forth in this bathroom, going at it.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it's somewhere out there. If somebody could find it, but it's called Night Sessions TV. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
and little did a lot of people know. People don't know this actually. Malcolm was the one who edited the Wu-Tang Clan Protect Your Neck video.
No, I was part of the team. I was an assistant on that. I was an intern on at this company called Liberty Studios, and in Manhattan, and it was GB Biggs. That was his name, and so they kind of taught me everything I know behind the camera, and so I got to watch them work with Wu-Tang before Wu-Tang became Wu-Tang.
That's dope.
And so it was like, and also mystery chess boxing. So I was just I started off as just an intern, but then I worked my way up, and they taught me, they kind of planted the seeds for me wanting to become a filmmaker because I was straight theater at the time. Just 100% a theater kid doing off-Broadway shows, did one Broadway show, and then I would just go and intern on weekends.
Wow.
And when you did that, when you went and interned, what was the switch from leaving there and deciding to become an actor? And because you were in theater, from leaving the stage to coming onto the big screen.
I started off in theater. That was number one. And so I was all about just the stage, and I love just like, you get that instant gratification, vibing off the audience right there. And so I loved it. And I really had no interest in being in front of the camera at that particular time. And then this opportunity came to intern, and I was like, all right, that's cool. Let me just see what's going on behind these cameras or whatever. I wasn't thinking nothing about it. I fell in love with the post-production process, with everything coming together and watching these guys. It was, like GB, they were young, man. It was right out of NYU, so NYU Film School, and just to kind of watch them put together and grow this business. I mean, just grow it and it became big. I mean, you could look up GB, he blew up. Lucky, the other guy, I forget this other dude, he was great, but it was a long time ago, but they did their thing, and I fell in love with the filmmaking process, through that, and kind of found my place. Hey, I want to produce. I want to give people opportunities. I want to direct, and I want to write. And that's where it all started.
I want to get into that, but before we get there, I want to ask you, how is Broadway?
Well, the show I did sucked. So
Wait.
the show I did was a break. I can't even talk about it. No, the show just didn't work. It was at Manhattan Theater Club, and I started off as an understudy, for that particular role, and then I got a chance to actually perform. But I learned a lot, in terms of just on a creative level. I learned a lot. I felt like I grew a lot as an actor. The show didn't do well at all. It was called Seeking the Genesis. And it only lasted for about 3 months before they gave it the
All right, we done here. We're moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I mean, always a lesson though, right? Like you said.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I'm like, I did my job though. So. And
now on top of acting, you're creating a bunch of your own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I have so many things in the works right now that I'm creating.
Anything you can talk about?
Well, I just directed a film called Be the Light, and it stars Cara Santana, Michael Del Lorenzo, Dawn Lewis, Tom Cavanaugh, and
just a few
myself.
People?
Yeah,
just no big deal over here.
He's saying it with no expression on his face too.
Like, those are my peoples now, so we all good. So, but they came through with their talents, and we did it in 15. We did it in 15 days. We have about 30 musical numbers up in there.
That is absolutely
crazy.
I'm
stoked on that.
Yeah, the film is pretty massive. So, and I know when it comes out, people are gonna go, "There's no way they did it for that budget. They did it."
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
And
don't
I'm like,
say
nah. I'm like, I got the cheat code. I'm keeping it.
Yeah. Don't even bother telling them.
You just said my favorite word: musical numbers.
Musical numbers. Oh yeah. It's, I think people are going to get into it. I love musicals, and growing up in New York, I know so many people who's done so many musicals, and school trips were always to a Broadway show growing up. So anyway, it's in my blood. I love it. So I'm really proud of this film. It's a family film. I think people are going to really get into it.
Nice. There's that meme. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like 4-hour road trip. You mean 4-hour show featuring me and all my Broadway musicals?
Yeah.
And you're a basketball fan, big basketball fan.
Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan, man. I grew up in New York, so yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. It's been rough for the last, couple of decades, but we getting there. We got Kevin Knox right now, so feeling good about that.
Feeling good about this season?
Him, yes, sir. This is not going to be the season, but I think, but we're making strides, moving in the right direction.
See, Malcolm, what y'all don't know is part of Malcolm's workout is dribbling the basketball and shooting in his backyard. While I was just sitting there watching TV because he got a TV in the backyard. I was sitting there watching. He's sweating, and he's sweating because he's working out. I'm sweating because it's hot and I'm chubby. You know what I mean?
That's funny. You should have got out there, man. I was trying to get you out there.
You know I wasn't moving there. As soon as I opened the door, I was sweating, and I was wearing a dry fit shirt. I'm like, why not? You do that. You go ahead. I'm good. I'm gonna sit here and sip on this Corona. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you've been on iZOMBIE for 5 years.
Yeah.
5 seasons. So you've been in Vancouver for a very long time. Most people don't even stay that long. in Vancouver. So you've been here for like over 5 years. You've been here for a minimum of 6 months of your life.
Yeah, 6 months a year. Yeah, I'm here longer than I'm in my home in LA. But I love it out here. I grew to really, really love it out here. And
Why?
it's people like yourselves, you know what I mean?
Okay. Y'all know. You already know.
Yeah, the
They
iZOMBIE.
already know.
Yeah, I mean, the city just greeted us with open arms with the show. And, you know, I love our cast. I love our crew. And, you know, it's just been a really, really great city to working.
Are you going to direct anything this season?
Yeah, I am. I'm directing an episode of iZOMBIE. I'm directing episode 6, so I'm excited about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Does
thank
my
you.
character come back?
I don't know, man.
I didn't die.
I don't know. I know. At one point we did say, "Yo, can Liv eat the brain of that? You know, of your character." We talked about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked. We
came up with
ripped
it.
on it. Yeah, we were talking about. Yeah, exactly. I think it'll work. Yeah. So, but we'll see.
We got, I'm gonna just start showing up and be like, yo, what up, y'all?
What up,
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll work though. I think it'll be fun.
I mean,
How do you? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's you. Go ahead.
I'm practicing my getting my words in with sleeps.
Hell
Because
yeah, I
sometimes
told
she
her.
goes off and I gotta
I
like
told her.
fight for it.
I told her I'll take control of it.
Fight for it.
I
Go
told her
ahead.
do
There
it.
you go.
I was just gonna ask you how you find the difference, like in terms of gratification between putting your actor hat on and then putting your director hat on.
You know, the directing hat is a little bit, honestly, it's more gratifying in a sense because you're part of the process from the beginning to the end. You know, from coming up with the idea to seeing the idea released into the world. You know, and so there's something for me personally I love that. You know, and it's fulfilling. Where acting, you know, I come in, I do my part, and then you wait for months or years, you know, to see what that final product is like. But what I love about that, acting is always my first love. You know, that's what got me into theater, what got me into filmmaking. So I never forget that. But you know, but that process of creating a character and just being single focused on that, I love that as well. But these days, and probably just because I'm a little bit older now, it's just I'm really loving being a part of the process from the beginning to the end.
I want you to ask you if you can go live, because I want everybody to see your top 5.
Oh yeah, I'm about to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think this may be the first time I've gone live on this. On my.
you,
Oh yeah, we've
you
been
hit
giving
that,
everybody
you hit
lessons
that,
lately.
and
Look
then
at-
you hit that again. You hit it again.
Oh snap!
This one, yeah.
Yes. Oh.
And then
Oh,
you,
the
and then you click
tutorial.
live, and you click live, and then you hit start communicate. There you go.
Yes.
Start. Boom.
All right.
Here we go, y'all. There we go.
All right, my top 5. We're having
All right.
trouble. There we go.
Oh,
All right, let's
one
start
more
the
time.
live video.
There we go. All right, y'all. Well, we're about to get into the segment that we call for the second time today on Hollywood North Radio, where the celebrities come to play. You should jump on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, hold on one second.
SOM guests. And our second featured guest for today on Hollywood North Radio is actor, producer, director, editor. This dude wears so many hats, dude. I feel like he got a hat collection. You know what I mean? And he's just mad cool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And how I met Malcolm is because we bumped into each other in the club. We like literally just bumped into each other in the club. And I was like, hey, man, how you doing? He's like, good. Hey. So that's exactly how we actually met. And then we became friends, and we've been friends for over the last 5 seasons, 5 years.
And then work together by
Yeah,
chance.
and then ended up working together.
That's right.
Love
You know
it.
what I mean? So the soundtrack of Malcolm Goodwin's life works like this. Malcolm picks 5 songs.
All right, here we go.
All right, so I'm gonna start this over
Yeah.
again because he's gonna be live. Welcome to Hollywood North Radio.
Hollywood
We're gonna have to go sideways.
Folks, what's up?
Hollywood
Sideways.
North
Okay.
Radio.
There we
y'all.
go.
All right.
There we go. There we go.
Hope I ain't pressed no buttons on there.
You
I
did.
think I
It's
did.
it's good. It's good. We good now. We good though. We good
All
though.
right,
Welcome to Hollywood North Radio, y'all. At Hollywood North Radio, follow us.
We got Malcolm Goodwin in the house. Okay.
He is in the building. Now
In the
it's time to let y'all know how this works. This part of the show is called The Soundtrack of My Life. Malcolm Goodwin is our featured guest, so we're going to count down the top 5 songs that describe him as a person from where he was to where he is today, right here on Hollywood North Radio. Malcolm, welcome once again.
Yes, sir.
And let's start with your number 5 song. Tell us about that.
My number 5 song. Okay, so I'm gonna do it in chronological order. Number 5 song is you have it queued up, or you guys play it?
Yeah,
We're gonna play it right after you.
We play it right after you tell the
intro
story.
it.
All right, cool. So number 5. We start with number 5. Then it would be. When I was a kid. I don't know. This brings me back to my childhood. Whitney Houston, Greatest Love of All, and that was one song that, my family that's when the family unit was together before it broke up and things got really really crazy in all of our lives. But that song just signifies a part of my life where, there was joy, there was happiness.
Right.
It was kind of. I didn't know I was mortal. We thought we lived in, it was 5 kids living in a 2-bedroom apartment. We thought we was rich. We thought we had it. And so, we was kind of protected before obviously real life hit. So it was kind of just being stuck in that bubble of joy, of happiness, of family, obviously before circumstances happened and that bubble was popped. And that song signifies that for me.
Yeah, I feel like because as children, everything is so much more pure.
Yeah. So there's a purity in that, and I remember watching that video, having a little crush on that little girl as a kid. I was like, oh my God, I want to grow up. I want her to be my wife when I grow up. And but just that whole entire what that song represented. But we would always sing that song as a family. I mean, that's like the one song I remember. My mother took us on a random audition. We wasn't even trying to become performers like that. But I remember going to Lincoln Center, all 5 of us on the subway. Get off at Lincoln Center, and we go up in there and singing this song like we're singers or something. And they were looking at us like
Houston family.
Yeah, exactly. like we're like Jackson 5 or something, and we up in there just singing it regular. Thinking that they're gonna be like, oh yeah, y'all the one. But we had a lot of fun with it, and that's the thing. We were just lost in the joy and the purity of it all, and that's every time I hear that song, it takes me back to that real pure place of innocence.
Okay, dope. So, there you have it, y'all. The number 5 song for the soundtrack of Malcolm Goodwin's life is Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All, right here on Hollywood North Radio.
Where the celebrities come to play.
You heard that. Yeah. So, basically what happened was technical difficulties. They love us here at Hollywood North Radio. They try to show up every week and try to met with us, right? So we gonna get it fixed, but we gonna go back to the number 5 song. So
let you guys see our view here.
Yes, this cute little Spider-Man just walked by.
This is the view if you guys can see.
Yeah, this is the hood. This is the hood right here. It ain't even no joke. I ain't trying to scare people.
There's a lot of activity outside right now.
I ain't trying to scare people, but y'all can come by 43 West Hastings. One of our first shows, we walked in, quiet storm, and I was standing there. Some dude said help, and I was like, yo, dude, why are you trying to touch me? And he went straight to the bar, and I looked down, and there was blood drops on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Dude had got stabbed,
No.
and we looked at quiet storm, and I looked at each other and we were like, this is where we going to do the show? And that's a real story, but we don't want to wait to tell y'all till the 28th episode. There was tape, police tape.
Yeah.
Blocking off the street.
Dang.
My car was the only car that we could see outside this window. I'm like, you want us to move it? They're like, no, we're good. No, you're fine. So those are the things that happen here, man. This really is the roots.
But
and there's love and pain down here.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mark Brandt.
Yeah, Mark Brandt, man, for doing what he's doing here.
Making the community better, stronger, more sustainable.
You got that farm right there, the urban farm. That's what's up.
Yeah, and you can always come down to Hollywood North Radio and grab a token, that's $3.50, and you could go out and you could feed a homeless person. They come here, they give them a sandwich and give them some food. So you can always do that if you're ever in the neighborhood, 43 West Hastings between Carroll and Abbott.
Yep.
And we're here every Saturday from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. where the celebrities come to play. Y'all see the lineup. Y'all know what it is. And I don't know what the ghost of technical difficulties, why he likes to show up.
Right.
I swear I'm going to beat that dude's ass when I see him.
But you know what? I think we got the go. We got that green light.
All right, so
there
we
it
got
is.
the green light. We're gonna continue with that one, or you want to go to number 2?
We can go to number 2. We're good.
Oh my gosh.
People
right.
know it. People
Well,
know it. People
yeah,
know what that
the
one.
greatest love of all is.
You go
Yeah.
to YouTube, watch that video. I think that video still stands the test of time.
And hell yeah, it does.
In terms of meeting your destiny, you know, the little girl, the younger version of Whitney meet each other at the end, you know, on the same stage they started from. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a dope concept.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on to the number 2 song of the soundtrack of Malcolm Goodwin's life. And when that song plays, I'm going to beat somebody's ass. All right, so we're going to move on to the number 2 song. So tell us about your number 2 song, your number 4 song on the soundtrack of your life right here.
Number 4 song, It Takes Two, Rob Bass. Now that song represented once the family unit broke up and, you know, we moved from Brooklyn to Harlem. And once we got into Harlem, things was crazy. It was all about hustling. I think I got into about 10 fights a day. I mean, it was just a crazy kind of hectic environment. And for some reason, that song was constantly playing in the background. You know, bagging groceries. You know, we're doing, you know, just hustling to make money. You know, my older sister and I was out there, you know, packing bags and stuff like that. And you made some money. You made like $100 a day, just grinding. And then you had to fight for your money at the end of the night because the older kids who used to bag groceries would try to take your money because they were too embarrassed to do it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you had to crew up, and there was other situations I won't talk about, but it just represents in terms of just this shift in lifestyle and just grinding and hustling and things becoming, you know, a little traumatic, but surviving it.
I hated those dudes. They would try to take your money, and all
yeah,
you want to
dude.
do is get 4 chicken wings and French fries or some some fried rice.
trying to steal my Alicia, trying to steal my stopwatch, the fanny pack. Grimy.
And pages, which half of y'all don't even know what that is. But the number 4 song.
Oh yeah, I think it was like 1-800-SMART Beat or whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm aging myself.
The number 4 song on Malcolm Goodwin's soundtrack of his life is Raw Bass. It Takes Two, right here on Hollywood North Radio, where the celebrities come to good play. Hey yo, beat me, cuz, beat me. Welcome back to Hollywood North Radio. I'm your host, Big Sleeps. DJ Kaylani Rose is my co-host. Also alongside her is DJ Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm, you ain't said shit. Oh,
He is actually so quiet today.
Oh, I know why. Quiet Storm had a real bad day yesterday because the night before that, Quiet Storm, he didn't have no mix in his drink. He was on shot. Yo, I think Quiet Storm and I talked about coconut water and Gatorade and Powerade for about 15 minutes yesterday. He bought Subway and couldn't finish. He's like, I can't eat this.
Get those electrolytes.
I'll go to sleep. I can't eat this.
Sometimes you just gotta live your life, I guess.
All right, so
we got Malcolm Goodwin here, but that was number 4 on the soundtrack of his life.
Raw Bass, DJ Easy Rock with It Takes Two. So let's talk about your number 3.
All right, number 3. All right, the story behind number. It's I wish it would rain by the Temptations. Now, and this is kind of how I got into acting. So it was you know, during when the family broke up, we was kind of out of school for a few months, and then, you know, I don't know, I went to about 3, 4, 5 junior high schools, and so getting into high school was a little bit difficult. So they were like, you have to, hey, there's something called drama. Why don't you go into this thing called drama? I thought that was another word for singing. So I was like, yeah. I told my pops, I got the singing audition at LaGuardia High School. I don't know why they call it drama, but and I don't know why they call these songs monologues. But let me learn. I need to learn a song. And then my pops, he taught me that song to sing. I mean, I had a fedora on with the big feather coming out of it. I had his whole dance number, and I had never heard the original song. I just only heard him sing it. So I went up into that audition at LaGuardia High School and started singing this song, and they're looking at me, and then they're like, and I'm like, that's it. And they're like, where's the monologue? I'm like, what monologue? That's it right there. I just did it. And they were like, no, you need to do pick something from a play or something. Anyway, I had an audition for Julia Richmond High School 4 days later. So I'm like, I need to find a monologue or whatever like that. So I found this play, Raising in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. And just, it was my first time learning a monologue and whatever. I never acted, never did anything like that at that particular point. And I just went to the audition, did that monologue, bricked it, but they had me improv something, and then I got into the program, and that was, and I've been acting ever since.
That's crazy. The fact that you would you bricked it.
Yeah.
And they still let you in the program.
Yeah, they was
Had
like,
they
yo,
said
we see some potential. They was like, you have something because because I just went too hard. I was just probably on some old, just going for it hard, but they saw some potential, and luckily they did, and now I'm here.
And the number
3
song.
Yeah, it's oldie but goodie.
You want to take it away, Kaylani? You want to take this away? You want to introduce this one?
Oh yeah, number 3 song. Wait, what is? Oh, The Temptations.
Temptations. Oh yeah.
Which one is it?
I wish it would rain.
I wish it would rain.
Yeah.
Quiet Storm is ready. So here it is for you. The number 3 song.
That's
on Malcolm Goodwin's
embarrassing
life.
Story. Why did I do
on
that?
The soundtrack?
It's a good story. It's like you're human. We're human.
the celebrities.
How come on pops it?
Trying to high five you.
Drama is acting, son.
I'm gonna leave the
high
five me.
you.
High five.
Welcome back to the soundtrack of Malcolm Goodwin's life. Y'all may have seen him on iZombie for the last 5 seasons. Is this the final season?
Yeah, this is our final season.
All right, so it looks like
it's bittersweet.
Looks like we gotta make some movies then.
Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. That's next up.
Oh, your head all cut off.
Oh snap! There we go.
Right? So we gotta get some projects.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually, Malcolm was the one who directed the teaser for something I created. It's called Blood Money, but we're gonna change the name so I could say Blood Money.
Stay tuned.
Right. So yeah, now let's move on to the number 2 song for the soundtrack of your life.
All right, number 2 is More Than Words by Extreme, and I went into this kind of theater camp, although they didn't like calling it that, but it was called Ensemble Theater Community School, and that's where I learned how to build stages from scratch. We walked into an open space, and they taught us how to turn that space into a theater or any creative space.
That's dope.
And I got a chance to work with people outside of my community, that they bring in people, kids from all over the country. And then I kind of had like a traumatic, this crazy experience that kind of took me to, I don't know, that really defines who I am, in terms of my values, in terms of my spirituality and things like that. But that's when I decided that, I'm 100% all in. I'm going to live and die an artist. And More Than Words, Extreme, was playing in the background during that period.
And there you have it. The number 2 song on the soundtrack of Malcolm Goodwin's life is Extreme, More Than Words, right here on Hollywood North Radio, where the celebrities come to play.
Welcome back to Hollywood North Radio, y'all. That was number 2 on the soundtrack of Malcolm Goodwin's life, More Than Words, Extreme.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're moving on to number 1.
We're gonna move on.
And number 1 is A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. The best use of music in the movie of this song was used in Malcolm X, Spike Lee's, and long story short, because I know we got to wrap up, it was pretty much the moment of my life where I kind of gave up the art. Went to do some things and got back on a horse, and this was one of the songs that I kept playing in my headphones to just motivate me.
That's what's up. Number 1 song is by Sam Cooke. You gotta tell him.
A Change Is Gonna Come.
A Change Gonna Come. And that is the top 5 songs for Malcolm Goodwin's life.
Oh yeah.
For the soundtrack of his life, right here on Hollywood North Radio, every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Log on to www.saveonradio.com and click on Hollywood North Radio, or download the app, Save On Radio app, and click on Hollywood North Radio. And we'll see y'all next week. Malcolm, thank you so much for coming through, man. And we're going to have you back anyway. We're going to have you back on anyway, man. You here for
anytime,
too long
man.
for not coming on. So next week,
I'm here.
Next week we got Raul Coley from iZombie. He's coming through, and he'll be on the show. So Malcolm, once again, thank you so much. So here we have it. Number 1 song for Malcolm Goodwin's soundtrack of his life is Change Gonna Come
Yeah.
by
Sam
Sam
Cooke.
Cooke. Right here on Hollywood North Radio. We'll see y'all next week. Stay tuned for
Feel
Jay
this
and
one in your
Wyatt.
bones. Feel it in your bones.
Trust the process coming up right away. Hollywood North Radio, y'all.